I've never forgotten an interview I saw with an old soldier from the First World War when I was 10 years old. A live interview. When you look back at the First World War, what do you remember now most of all?
Oh, it was a camaraderie. You do anything for the other men in your platoon. You're not really fighting for king and country. You're just trying to keep your friends alive.
And can you give us an example of this esprit de corps, of how you all used to look out for one another?
I remember one time a new captain come in, very keen to make a name for himself he was, and this new captain wants us to do a direct charge in broad daylight at the enemy. Well, ordinarily, the survival rate for most platoons that went over the top like that was very low. But what we had in our favour was camaraderie, which is why we all come through without a scratch.
And how did camaraderie help you to survive?
We shot him. Oh, it's very common to shoot a captain in the war. Happened all the time. Only reason I'm sitting here talking to you now rather than being a name on a plinth in the town hall. Camaraderie.
Well, I was only 10 years old. I confess I was rather shocked, and the very next day I went to see my grandpop, Ernie Bowyer, and I asked him if it was true, and grandpop looked down at me and said, "No, boy, it wasn't common to shoot a captain. You'd use a bayonet." Oh, yeah, shoot a captain, questions are going to be asked. Even with the bayonet, you've got to stick him when he's facing you, and the best time to do that, we discovered, through trial and error, was when he's got his whistle in his mouth, send you over the top. I do remember one captain already had his whistle in his mouth when we done him. His dying breath sounded like a steam kettle coming off the boil.